The Jacob Media Sports Network, in partnership with 97.3 ESPN, brings you the Mays and Eytan Show.
Middays with Harry Mays and Eytan Shander.
Now, it's the Midday Show with Harry Mays and Eytan Shander on 97.3 ESPN Radio.
It's a Thursday, so our weekly home, noon to 2, 7700 North Frankfort Avenue, right here in Mayfair, the Northeast, Dunphy Ford, alongside Harry Mays. And again, each and every Thursday, we see people come in, treated like family, leave happy, leave with a big smile. And last weekend, this past weekend.
Yeah.
My goodness, this has been a whirlwind of 10 days.
This has been a crazy week.
This is the best 10 days of my life.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, and there were three major things going on, three major mergers/purchases happening in my life. One of them was right here at Dunphy Ford, where at 9:30 in the morning on Saturday, I closed the deal with our friend John here.
Was the Colonel here?
Colonel was not,
No?
but somebody did mention him.
Stop in for an oil change.
Somebody did say, it is a Saturday, so you might see the Colonel walking around.
Eat some donuts.
We saw him. Actually, you were missed Thursday night when Parks Casino opened up their book,
right?
And the Colonel walked in.
Oh yeah, well, see,
he got a grand entrance.
I am not big enough for that. The Colonel, I get bumped for the Colonel.
Well, no, you had an invite, but you had a previous engagement, and Mike Kern walks in, and people just party.
Yeah, the C's part.
I've never seen somebody whip a trumpet out of their back pocket to announce the arrival of somebody faster than Mike Kern.
Da, 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 da.
Seriously, it was amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, the Colonel, Mike Kern. All right, so we're live at Dunphy Ford, 7700 North Frankfort Avenue. You see that beautiful Ford Edge right there?
I do, with the blacked out wheels, too, which are bad.
That might be my favorite part of the truck.
Oh, yeah,
man.
that's awesome.
It's insane. And the amount of room that I had, I was able to move the dog. I was able to go out to Home Depot, to Best Buy, to wherever it is, and bring the dog as well.
Oh, yeah?
And still load up the back. Like, that's the best freedom that I was missing on my four-door that I couldn't do.
Right.
But it's awesome, man, I'm telling you.
So you're making a lot of trips to Home Depot now.
That and Lowe's.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I'm trying to do is, here's the thing. I had three different people come out. I'm going to get to this app that you put me on with.
Yeah.
And I wish we were sponsored by it because I could
know.
go on for days about it. But I had three different people come over and look at three different things, all contract work. Everybody's locked up. And all these guys are moving. Mm-hmm. What's the deal? Like, if you're a contractor, are you constantly, can you not afford in your brain or in your pocket to sit still for a second?
I don't know. I haven't experienced that in a while.
These guys are, I'm booked till November, and I'm also moving a house.
Oh.
Well, what house? My own house. What the hell's going on? I would think that somebody's out there free. So you hooked me up with this app, and I love it, man.
Tackle, Takl.
I've got two separate people coming over today. Work that I was told might take a month to get done. I'm ready to go.
Good.
I'm
glad it worked out. I'm glad I could provide some assistance.
Well, now it's not just the caffeine today that I just finished chugging.
Yeah.
It's you, the good Samaritan in you. Maybe it's the new Ford Edge that I got here at Dunphy, courtesy of John here.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that. Maybe it's the fact that Charlie Manuel had an immediate impact on this baseball team.
You talk about the Charlie effect.
Let me tell you something.
It was on full display yesterday.
I'd rather watch Charlie Manuel walk and pace up and down the dugout in tight-fitting polyester uniform than anything.
And a satin jacket.
Yes, that satin Gill-related jacket.
The Gill-esque jacket.
Than anything. Non-Carson, non-Nick Foles tonight. I am so punched out of this game tonight. I'm going to watch the Phillies today.
You are more than the football game.
Absolutely, aren't you?
Well, I'm going to watch both.
No. You know what the problem is? Is that we can't get anything from guys in the second unit going up against other guys in the second unit.
No, I know, but I'm not a coach. I'm not an evaluator like that.
You just want to see football?
It's just football, and it's my team. And there are a couple of positions, a couple of players that I'm interested in seeing again, like I was last week. Maybe to progress. On a good game that some of them had last week. Some guys played not so good, so average. I'm looking for better efforts out of some certain other guys, but it is a bummer because we so would love to see Carson Wentz on one side and Nick Foles on the other.
We can't even get one.
I know. We're 0 for 2.
We can't get one.
And I'm having serious doubts that we're going to get Carson Wentz in Week 3.
I don't think we will. I'm with you. I don't think at this point. What does a series really do?
I mean, from everybody we've talked to, over the last week and a half, 2 weeks, that's down there every day. They don't seem to think he's going to play.
No.
So
nobody on a day-to-day, and Mike Kay is in the air right now. He's going to join us.
Yeah, he's
around
going
1:30.
to Jacksonville
Correct.
today.
On his way to Jacksonville.
Right.
My goodness, you think it's bad up here. At least we have the ability to turn the channel. He's down there watching that game, stuck watching that
all right.
game.
Yeah, he's got to watch all 4 quarters and then go to the locker room and then go to the press conferences.
Where do you draw the line? You say it's your team. Mm-hmm. Where do you draw the line? I mean, this.
What do you mean? As how much will I watch?
No. Where do you draw the line from, on one side it's my team, I'll watch whatever they're doing, to, my goodness, nobody should be watching this.
Well, about halftime.
Yeah, okay,
but
but will you ever go into a preseason game and not watch it? Because for me, that line has now been moved. And again, I'll spare you the specifics of it, but do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, my line used to be like where you are now, which is, by halftime, all right, I'll change and do different things. But I don't think that I'm going to get much from tonight's game, whereas this game against the Cubs might actually do something.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll be making notes about both. I'll have both on at the same time. But if you're asking me if I wasn't in this business, I probably wouldn't watch but the first series or two of the Eagles game, just to see if Kessler can lead his first team offense, not our first team, but that group of players, the other 10 guys, down the field for a score. I mean, show me some semblance of an NFL quarterbacking. That's
Cody
what I'm looking
Kessler
for.
might get somebody hurt.
Well, I mean,
you ever think about that? Like, Cody Kessler could be so bad that he's putting out these hospital balls to Zach Ertz.
Well, yeah, that's another thing.
And then some third-string safety. Well, yes, Ertz is a bad.
I don't even know if I want Goddard to play. It's gotten to that point now where I'm like,
don't play anybody.
Goddard played really well last week. Is there really a reason to put him out there
with Blaine Gabbert? Or not Blaine Gabbert. This other jerk. What's his name?
Clayton Thorson.
Yeah.
No, that's second half.
No, I mean Cody Kessler.
Cody Kessler.
He's not a jerk. I'm just saying his name. Cody Kessler, right?
Yeah.
That's the difference. The quarterback even changes, and it's gotten worse. So what are you going to get? Dallas Goedert running a crisp route, turning around on a nice button or corner, and then all of a sudden the ball is 5 feet on top of him.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you going to get? Are you really going to walk away, Harry, thinking, hey, you know what, Goddard ran a great route?
Yeah.
No. So that's my point is, at what?
No, but I mean Dillard and Mulata, at the tackles. We've talked a lot about Andre Dillard from his game last week, and then the fights that he's gotten in. He's got a lot of piss and vinegar, as my mom used to say, in him, and I like that guy, and I'm looking forward to him building on a good game. Mulata, I thought, played okay. Some people thought he had a really good game. I'm not so much, but
yeah, I don't know.
But I'd like
really
to see him, have another, building experience. That Deshaun Hall played well last week.
Not Deshaun Hendricks.
No, and they got this new guy, Eli Harold, in a trade. He's another defensive end rotational guy. I'm interested in seeing what he was actually a draft pick of, I believe, Buffalo a year or two ago.
Is there any sport, like there's no real comparison for golf in this, but is there any sport where you would be this excited and know that there are probably 50% of the people listening right now that would be on your board saying, yeah, I'm equally, if not more excited to watch borderline position players?
Yeah.
Well, are you going to watch an eighth, a closer, a setup guy, Are you going to watch a guy who might make a 25-man roster in spring?
Yeah, talk about golf. I wouldn't watch the web.com or they call it the Corn Ferry Tour.
What happened to the Q Tour? Is that done now, or does that never exist?
I don't know what that is.
That's from the video games.
Yeah. But they just changed the sponsor to Corn Ferry, some consulting company. Sounds strange. But I wouldn't watch. I don't watch that.
Don't you have a buddy that
unless
plays
my
on
buddy
the
is playing in the event, and I might see him on TV. That's the only way I'd watch it.
How often is he playing?
Well, I mean, he's not playing in the event this week. He didn't qualify for it, but and the season's done.
Now, how much?
They're not on TV all that often.
How much is he making, you think, per year on?
I don't know. Not enough.
No?
He ain't making enough cuts. No.
You really, I mean, that's like make or break. Right there.
Yes.
That's like
and those guys go low each and every week. The guy winning a tournament and the guys in the top 10 are at like 20 some under par. It's ridiculous.
It's just a matter of winning to get plucked on the PGA, right?
Yeah,
So
well, you got to win enough money.
Yeah, to get on there. So outside of that, your buddy playing, you're not going to watch that.
No, I don't watch that.
That's what I mean. But even to push this a step further, I wouldn't watch this at all. Yet I understand the appeal of your team. Mm-hmm. But think about
and
this.
it's football.
That's
we
where
get a
I
little.
differ.
We get a little. Oh, you don't even call it football. Okay.
No.
We get a little morsel this Thursday, and then we get another morsel next Thursday, and the fourth game. I can tell you this: I do not watch any of the fourth game
unless they sign Tim Tebow. Did you watch any of that Tebow crap a couple years ago?
I did.
Yeah.
That I did because it was a circus.
That's selfish.
It was just like come to the circus.
Can you imagine? I mean, that was that selfish play where he had the
That
guy
was
wide
Chip.
open, in the end zone, and he tucked it. And 3 people in front of him, he tucked it.
Yeah.
Oh, this great philanderer and everything. Yeah, right. With the opportunity to give back to somebody in the end zone, he tucked it.
You mean philanthropist?
What did I
not
say?
Philanderer. He's not a philanderer.
No.
He's the anti-philanderer.
He is the anti-philanderer.
Yeah. Oh, he's both.
Is he?
He philanders?
Are you sure? I know.
You know what that means?
Yeah, philander's kind of the opposite. Yeah. That was a misspeak by me. He can fillet a fish, you know that, right?
Of course.
I've seen video on YouTube of him catching and
Yeah, I know. He can walk on water, too.
Yes, he did.
I'm just telling you, man, the guy can fillet a fish, all right?
Yeah.
Tebow's the biggest fraud on earth.
No,
yeah, come on, let's
he's
be
not
honest.
A fraud.
Well, let's be honest.
I mean,
the guy had sex before he left college.
Absolutely.
Do you doubt that?
Well, I don't know that for a fact.
It doesn't take away any charity work he does.
No.
It doesn't take away the
walks
fact that he's
the walk that he talks to me.
I think he had sex before he left college.
Well, I don't say he's coming out here saying I've never had sex. I don't think he's not like AC Green.
I don't believe AC Green
I don't
either.
No. But AC Green made
They're
it a thing.
both full of it. I think he made it. I think Tebow made it a little thing too.
Well, okay, whatever. All right. I was excited last night that the Phillies bats woke up.
Are we done with this Eagles
right
game?
out of the gate?
Is that it? Is that enough?
We can float back and forth.
Okay. I thought you were moving on already. Jeez. I thought you had enough.
No, but
you're bragging about how much you're going to watch this game. It's 12 minutes into the show. You've already moved on.
Well, tonight we got Smiley against Darvish, and the Cubs are actually a favorite by minus 142.
Have they not seen Smiley pitch?
Well, yeah, he pitches to contact though. Darvish could strike you out. His last 7 appearances.
Phillies will strike out a lot.
Well, last night they only struck out 6 times.
Well, because they were too busy knocking the ball out of the park.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But the previous night they had 15 strikeouts. And won the game. Last night down to 6. That's a Charlie effect.
Is that it?
We do like you go swing at the first
pitch.
Hold on this was a quote that I just got excited over yesterday.
Come on.
Yes, Matt Breen at Matt_Breen put this out, and it was a quote from Charlie. He says, "Well, like I've never tried to teach walking." So, in other words, he's looking at the Phillies and he's saying, wait, I got Hoskins and Harper, the 2 biggest hitters in my lineup.
Yeah.
And they practically lead the league in walks. There's something wrong with that. Those guys got to be swinging and driving in runs, which is exactly what I've been talking about for the last week and a half. You're like, what? The whole thing is backwards.
I'm not buying that Charlie Manuel came in, said 3 things into Gabe Kapler's ear.
He went right up to Bryce Harper.
Sprinkled some magic beans. And next thing you know, they were climbing a stalk up to the sky.
You get a good pitch to hit. You got to swing.
Get out of here,
and
man.
Boom! He knocks it out of the park.
Get
he
out of
hits
here.
2. Realmuto hit a granny.
They've hit double digits before. I don't have it in front of me, but when's the last time they've hit double-digit runs? Last week?
They've done it. Yeah, they've done it a few
But I'm saying,
times.
like, recently.
Yeah.
We know that.
But isn't it ironic that this is the first game that Charlie's in attendance as the hitting coach?
Okay, now tonight, wouldn't you say that things go back to
You think
normal?
they go back?
Absolutely.
And it's like a 5-0 shutout for you, Darvish.
And there you see Charlie on the side of the bench sitting there like he's not even there in his own world. You know when they have that Corona commercial where you find your beach?
Yes.
And somebody's in the subway or something drinking.
Right, they're in the city, but they're envisioning a nice beach
Absolutely.
and a sunset.
Charlie's going to be out there in his own world when they're down 5-0 in the second inning, and they've already struck out every single at-bat, including the pitcher twice. Oh, my God, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad.
Well,
I can't believe that there are people that honestly think, and I know you're not one of them, right? That honestly think there was any correlation to Charlie Manuel's return.
It is kind of ironic,
and the
though.
run. Well, it could also be coincidental,
well,
right?
True, but isn't it crazy? Like, what would
Well,
we,
yeah, most coincidences are
what
crazy.
would we be saying if today they came in and they got shut out, 5-0, and they had 16 strikeouts in the lineup of the 27 outs they made? We'd be like, oh, great, Charlie did nothing.
No, we would be saying, you see, it doesn't mean anything.
Right.
I think you and I would be right back where we were yesterday and with Matt Mullen the other day on Tuesday saying, listen, nothing's changing. Charlie Manuel's not going to have that much impact. And we'd be back blaming Gabe Kapler and then Matt Klentak for the orders and everything.
All right.
My point of it is this. I don't think that you or anybody else are wrong for being excited that the Phillies won, but I can't continue. Like, I'll hit that, this is my stop line on the bus after that.
Oh, you're pulling the
I pull the ripcord after that.
The ripcord on the trolley. You got to tell the trolley driver we got to stop.
What was that famous story where, speaking of being in your own world, what was that famous short story where the guy would leave his house and go to work every day on the train, and like halfway to the stop, halfway from his house to work, he would hear like, next stop, I don't forget the name of it, like Middlebury. And it would be like this beautiful place, like, oh, it's Middlebury. And you see like this beautiful utopia.
Was it Pleasantville?
Was it Pleasantville? It's not the movie. It wasn't based on the movie, no.
I don't know.
And then it turns out that one time he finally does get off the train, right. And then it fast forwards to the end where it's like there's no such place or anything like that, and he just jumped. Like it's a very morbid story.
Oh, okay.
And it just jumps,
wow,
right. But
you really brought the mood right
well, no,
down.
I'm saying
I'm getting really excited about
famous
Charlie's
short story.
effect.
My point of it, though.
It's so famous you don't know the name of it.
Yeah, well, I was talking about the lottery earlier this morning. So that's who wrote that? Do you remember? Not Mary Shelley, was it?
The lottery.
She did Frankenstein, I know.
Yeah, she did Frankenstein.
But who? Oh man, I'm blanking on that, and I should know
I don't
that.
know.
But I was just having a conversation about that this morning, so I tapped out already from my short story knowledge.
Okay.
Like I'm like a.
We're sounding like Gil and Moshe talking about movies here right
seriously,
now.
Seriously. But at least I got the name. First off, hold on a second. First off, I got the exact short story correct.
Okay.
And I referenced another famous short story in the lottery.
Okay.
So it's not like we got the wrong Belushi brother, a guy who's been dead for 15 years.
I was entertained.
15.
How long has
He died in the 80s, didn't he?
Did he die in the? I thought it was early 90s.
I think,
but even still, you're right.
Still, that's if it's early 90s.
Oh, no, you're 30
you're
years.
talking about 30 years.
John Belushi's been gone for a while.
Yeah.
Very underrated comedian. 609-403-0973 on the text board. Before that, let's get to Glenn and EHT on the line. Glenn.
What's up, Glenn?
What's up, fellas? How you doing?
Good, man. You pumped for tonight?
There?
Yeah, we're here, man.
I'm always interested. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you guys, I'm always interested in football no matter what time of the year it is. Don't get me wrong, but the whole injury thing has me so, I get disturbed when people talk about injuries in football. It's going to happen. Injuries, guys, whether you play during the season, whether in the preseason, Deshaun Watson tore his knee last year in practice. I mean, it's going to happen. It's about when injuries happen. Of course, the significance or the severity of the injury matters, but it's when they get hurt. Do you want them to get hurt in the second week of the season or the second to the last game of the season? Wentz got hurt, tore the ACL, which would have took him out for the season anyway. But what if he would have hurt his back in the second week of the season? Would he have been able to play at the end? It's about when you get hurt. Injuries are going to happen. To not let them play in the preseason, yeah, you could say, okay, but all it has to do is it's about cutting. And the non-contact injuries have taken over in the NFL. You don't even have to touch anybody. Just make the wrong cut. Boom, you're out for the year.
Yeah.
Injuries, we can't get caught up in injuries, fellas. They're going to happen.
No, it is.
Hurt.
It's a war of attrition. You're right. So if a guy gets hurt early in the year or gets hurt in preseason, depending on the injury, chances are he can come back before the season's over.
Exactly.
But if you get hurt at the end of the year and you're trying to make the playoffs, chances are the guy might have to miss all the playoffs. I get that. But
they even changed the IR rule where you could come back now. The rule later.
I guess it's just the idea of management and coaches know that these certain players make so much money. And it's like, are you going to risk this guy in a meaningless game in August, and face the scrutiny of, hey, why was he in there anyway? Did Carson really need to play 3 series? I know, I hear it. I don't think there's any right answer to this. I really don't.
I'm with you, but the fact they get hurt in practice and with non-contact goes to the – I mean, what, do they not practice either? I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I understand what you're saying. They're going to get the ridicule after they play him, but he's playing football. Whether he gets hurt on the first game, the first play of the first game, or whether he gets hurt. Football, man. It's football.
All right, I have an idea about what we can do. It's different than adding those 2 games to the end of the season. Because I think players, as much as their union has let them down, I just don't see them giving in on this one. Even, I don't know, maybe if guaranteed money like contracts that you get in the NBA, and that's presented in the exchange of delaying their season and pushing it off and playing an extra 2. I don't know.
Well, I don't know how you can increase the length of the regular season when guys are expected to play in those games and play hard, and still have your heart set on player safety, and that be your goal. You know what I mean? I don't think the two are
not
related.
At all.
I don't think
609-403-0973. The preseason games are meaningless for the ones. That's why fans don't want starters playing. Well, yeah, I think there is contrast, though. The fan that, I don't even know if I can define it. First off, anybody who's down there wants to see ones. Let's be honest. Anybody who's going down to see the game for whatever reason, for whatever reason you're going down to see the game, if you're going down there, then you want to see ones.
Most people, I would say. Some people, maybe that's the only game they can get to. They don't have season tickets, but they can go to a preseason and take their kid and kind of have the experience.
Now, to be fair, there are plenty of people out there that will still watch tonight that don't want Carson out there at all because it's a meaningless football game.
Yeah.
So I think that's the difference is I don't even know how to quantify it anymore, where how many people or how many types of fan out there wants to see Carson versus doesn't want to, and Carson represents the ones, of course.
Yeah.
Because what the hell you want to see Deshaun Jackson out there catch balls from Cody Kessler?